When I think about what home means to me, what it comes down to is a sense of belonging, and that can come from a place, from people, or from any other experiences that make you feel like you belong in a space. My hometown of Johns Creek, Georgia always feels like home to me, but that's not really because of the place itself, it's because I know that I always belong there. When I first came to Syracuse for college, it didn't feel like home at first, but once I started making more friends, joining groups on campus, and getting more involved in the local community, it eventually did start to feel like home, and now I can say that it does. And the factor that changed was that now I feel like I belong in Syracuse. After thinking about what home means to me, I wanted to see how my perception of home varies from other people's conceptions of home. So I asked some friends, turned to art and literature, and asked some strangers as well to see what other perceptions of home were that are different than my own.
So I asked one of my best friends from my hometown what home means to her, and she gave me some examples of things that feel like home, and they are mostly experiences that give her a sense of comfort and familiarity. So, for example, two of those things were the smell of honeysuckle and the taste of jasmine green tea. So this made me think of the smells and tastes that I associate with home. Essential oils. My mom really likes essential oils, and so smells like lemongrass, lavender, and citrus always make me think of home. And for tastes, what comes to mind is my mom's lasagna.
I decided I'm going to explore this conception of home by sort of trying on my friend's conception of home. So I'm headed to get some jasmine green tea and see what it tastes like. This is really good. I really like this.
So when I asked another friend what home means to her, she said that Home is a song by Philip Phillips. And this made me think about how music can be a really powerful tool in feeling, and how the right song really can just transport you to a different place and time. So I made a playlist of songs that remind me of home. It includes a bunch of songs I remember hearing as a kid, ones that my mom used to play a lot, ones that my grandparents played a lot, and also some show tunes from High School Musical Theater, songs that my elementary school used to play, and anything else that gives me a strong sense of familiarity and comfort.
I texted someone that I went to high school with and asked him what his idea of home is. And he said that it's changed for him since coming to college, and now it is a place he can relax and forget about his work. So his answer made me think about, in a more general sense, home as an escape or as a sanctuary, as a place that you can get away from the other stresses of your life and of the outside world and have a place of comfort. That made me think about how in Syracuse, anytime I'm feeling overwhelmed by the pressures of school and all the assignments I need to get done, when I'm looking for an escape or a place of sanctuary, I have a habit of coming to Thorndon Park to walk around the park or swing on the swing sets. So I am now almost to Thorndon Park, and I'm gonna go experience that conception of home as I have many times since coming to college here. My shoes are slowly becoming more camouflage. Something this exploration of home has made me realize is that nature in general feels like home to me. I've always really enjoyed it and felt comfortable in it, liked climbing trees, things like that. And if we go back to my original conception of home being a sense of belonging, from my perspective, people are hard and nature is easy. Like, anyone belongs in nature. Nature's not picky. I always belong in nature, and so it feels like home.
There's a great exhibition currently at the SU Art Museum called Take Me to the Palace of Love, and it talks about how love contributes to a person's sense of place. And it also talks about how the Taj Mahal was created as a monument for an emperor's wife as an act of love. This made me think about how home can be anything made with love. This reminds me of things I've baked with my family, meals I've shared with them, art I've created with them, and anything else made with love. All of those things give me a strong sense of home. One of my best friends is currently reading the book Captain Alatriste, and she recently sent me this quote that perhaps a man's true homeland is his childhood. And I thought this was a really interesting way to think about it that I really liked, because I think it's so true that anything that reminds you of childhood, whether that be a picture that you find or something as simple as drinking a juice pouch, or anything that reminds you of childhood will instantly bring a feeling of home. As soon as I started thinking about alternative conceptions of home, one of the first things that came to mind was this quote from Sasha Tamerte, who is my friend and an incredibly talented poet, and she has a line that this body is home.
But if there's one thing I know, it's that this body is home. This body, restless, mouthful of stars, loud, razor-sharp survivor, pen between the teeth and all, this body is home.
Sasha's conception of home is the most permanent that I've heard so far. You know, locations can change, people can change, but your body is the one home you're always stuck with. And it deserves to be a good place to live. And I've been thinking about that and how my body is a home to a certain extent, but not as much as it could be. So I want to explore this conception of home by doing something to connect with myself. And a way that I know some people do that is through meditation, which I have been meaning to try for a while, but I've been kind of putting off. So this is a really good push to finally do that. I've also always wanted a reason to use the wellness rooms in Shine, and I've never had a reason to. So I think today is the day. So I just finished up my guided meditation. I'm sure I would need to do more consistent meditation in order to really understand the benefits, but even after just that one, I definitely felt more connected to my body and learned to notice where the points of tension were and release those, and I think that was really helpful. So I would love to keep doing that and keep working on making this body more of a home. I think that was a really good experience. So far, I've considered my own conception of home, asked some friends and considered theirs, and gotten some perspectives from art and poetry. But to round out this exploration, I think what I need to do now is ask some people that I don't know what home means to them.
So I walked around campus asking people what home means to them, and I got 8 responses from people on campus that I approached, and I also asked my bus driver on the way home and got his response. My favorite of these responses was honestly the most simple, and it was that family is home. I really related to this response because my family is extremely important to me, and anywhere they are is a place that I will feel like home, because going back to my original conception of home, that home was a sense of belonging, my family is where I always belong, and therefore wherever my family is a place of home. Overall, I really enjoyed this exploration of home. It really caused me to think a lot about the things that are important to me, and I really enjoyed exploring both my own conception of home and other alternative conceptions of home.